Welcome to Home Economics class. I'm your teacher, Luna. Whatever gender you are, aren't, or for any age under the sun, it's important for people to have furniture and furnishings in the space that they live. Today, we're going over the 5 steps to furnish your space secondhand and in your style. The first step is to measure your space and make a list of desired items. It's very important for your budget before you go shopping to write down what it is that you actually need for your home, and maybe some things that you want. Once you go out with that list, it's important for you to stick to that. Unless, of course, you find some super amazing find that's a dream item for $3. Go for that. Then make sure to measure the space where it needs to go in so you can find something that fits your needs. The worst thing when you go out is to see something, buy it, bring it home, and realize it doesn't fit your space. If you're buying from a thrift store that can take returns, or if you're buying new, then maybe you can return it. It's a bit of a hassle, but you can get it returned. But otherwise, you're stuck with that. Another sucky thing is to go out, find something that's maybe a little bit on the higher end of your budget. Don't buy it because you're not sure it'll fit. Come home and realize, it would have fit perfectly. You can circumvent both of those struggles by just measuring your space in advance. I keep those measurements and the list of things that I need inside of a journal. Now, of course, you can put it inside of a notepad inside of your phone, but as I've talked about in the past, I need physical stuff. I like to write things down. It's the only way I can keep track of stuff and everything. So let's open it up and I'll go to the page. And as you can see, I have written down a whole bunch of measurements and things that I need, and then crossed them out, the stuff that I've already gotten. So right now, I need a wastebasket for my living room. Because the space that I've carved out for my living room is kind of small, I really just can't buy anything and put it in this space. If I put it on the outer end of the couch, people will trip over it. So it really needs to go on the side tucked next to the wall. So I take my measuring tape and measure the space. Then I'll open up my journal and write down living room wastebasket. And next to that, I'll put the measurements, width, depth, and height if necessary. Because the arms of the couch go out, I am going to put the maximum height that my wastebasket can be in order to fit there. Just like that, I have an entry. And the next time I go out, if I see something that I think can work for that space, I just open up my journal and look to see if it fits. The great thing about keeping everything in one space is you can go shopping for multiple items, or maybe you're shopping for one thing and you find something else that you need, and you can just open it up and look to see if it fits for your area. All right, step 2 is to go shopping/treasure hunting. Now, weekends are the best time for garage sales, so that's a good time to go. You can look on marketplaces online. But another tip is when you go shopping to know your local thrift stores and know what places have what items that are good. Where I live, I know there's one that's a little bit farther away that is going to have nicer clothing, but not good furniture. And then the one closest to me will have some pretty good furniture, but not good clothing. So I can sort of tailor which place I'm going to depending on what I need for this visit. Number 3 is to sanitize the items. Especially after a pandemic, everyone is very careful about germs. But even before then, thrift shopping and secondhand shopping carried a connotation of dirtiness. It was associated with the lower class, which unfortunately meant people thought dirty. But you can clean everything that you get over there. In fact, that's kind of the thing that inspired me to make this video. I was amazed by how many people think that things can't be cleaned from secondhand to a healthy and safe measure, especially because anyone who's worked retail know that anything you buy in the store can have some nasty stuff happen with it. A kid just puts their mouth all over a thing. Somebody wore it in the store. Somebody rubbed this hoodie over their butt or something. There's a lot of stuff that can happen from things that you buy new in a store that you don't even consider, and many people don't think to, wash those things before they even use them. Hi, this is the morning after recording, and I just came in as a quick note to say that nobody goes antique shopping or goes to boutique or higher-end curated vintage shops and feels that they're buying something dirty. Nobody has any hesitation from buying from these places because they don't know where it's been. And so that's further proof that the idea that getting from lower end secondhand shops like Goodwill or to a garage sale is perceived as sort of like this icky thing to do where you have to be worried about germs is rooted in classism. So that's all I wanted to say. Bye. The only items I don't get is intimate undergarments and, for the most part, shoes. So I have some items that I bought, and first I let them quarantine in the trunk of my car for a day, and then I brought them in. This is really a grab bag of stuff that I actually recently got, so let's go over how I clean them. So what I've done is I've laid down on the entry rug any items that can be sprayed down with the sanitizing spray, and then inside of the bag, I've kept anything that can't. So I have over here a bowl, a mixing bowl that's going to be washed in the sink. I have a wood item that I do not want to get soaked with the spray, so I'm going to clean that with a sanitizing cloth carefully. And then I have this blanket that's going to go into the wash. All right. Now, once it's sanitized and the marks are taken off, I still want to go in with a cloth and wipe off all the dust that is on it to get it really nice and clean before we put it up. All right, so as you've seen, we sanitize all the items and we're ready to move on to the next step. And that is to remove tags and marks. All right, so I've washed off this bowl and now we're gonna get rid of the mark at the bottom. You can find this all over the internet, it's nothing new, but to get rid of permanent marker, you just take alcohol. I use 91% because I think it works better, but some people use 70% and I've heard that that works. And aside from rubbing alcohol, you're going to want some cotton swabs and a towel. So what you're gonna do is soak the cotton swab in alcohol, then rub it on to the item and then wipe and just keep going on that pattern until it's all gone. This works really well on any type of ceramic. It'll work pretty well on wood, sometimes better than others. This one is a very raw wood, but for sealed wood, it'll work very well. The chair that I am sitting on, I got secondhand as well, of course, and it had permanent marks on them, and I got rid of them completely, and you can't see them at all whatsoever. You can use this on hardcover books that you get, really anything. The only other material that I find there's an issue with is sometimes metal. So sometimes it'll come clean off and then sometimes it'll just really get stuck. Again, it depending on how raw or sealed it is. So that's the reason I do like to use cotton swabs, because you can really like apply force and rub it and then wipe so it doesn't spread. All right, and the last step is to repair and personalize. So while cleaning it and doing final inspections, the only issue I discovered was this separation over here. So it seems that these metal pieces were just barely stuck together when I bought it, and during moving it and cleaning it, it came apart. And that's okay, so now I need to fix it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these cloth wire stems and wrap it around in a similar style to this, and it's going to look great because I'm mimicking this style and it matches with this, so it's not gonna look out of place. And so here's what I have. It's wires covered in cloth and it's green, and I had this left over from another project a long time ago, and so I'm going to fix this up and it's going to look wonderful. All right, so here it is finished. As you can see, if you didn't already know, it would look like part of it, and the trick for that is to try and mimic style, and just a bit of a rule, whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. So even though this side wasn't broken, I did the same binding on this side so that it matched, and that's a really great tip to make it look not like it's been patched up and just natural. All right, so I've removed the screw. For this one, I know I'm going to sand it down a little bit and then paint it white, because it's not going to go in my woodland space, but in my pastel space. All right, here it is, completely painted and ready to be put up. I think it's great to keep stock of the different styles that you have. For example, the stuff that I bought go here in the living room / book area. I have sort of this red wall, token themed woodsy bookcase. And so the items that I got, I know will go really great here for helping to organize, and it fits the theme. For my bedroom, it's sort of this pastel Yumekawa design, and so I look for furniture that fits that theme. But if you find something that has a really great structure, you can just personalize it. You can put on a coat of paint, you can put on stickers, you can do whatever you want to make it fit your area. Don't be afraid of that. And if you don't know your style yet, you can just buy items that fit your space, and then eventually, when you figure out what you want, you can do your best to match it to that. One of these days, I might give a tour of the house and just point out how many things I've gotten secondhand. And it really helps me to feel proud of my space because every piece was chosen and hunted for, and I got and took the time to repair anything that was broken, to personalize it, to make it fit. So there's so much love and effort that went into my area that just when I sit down and the place is nice, I just feel fulfilled and happy. It's a wonderful feeling to just look around and know I did that with my hands, with my time and efforts and my hard work. All right, I hope that was helpful and informative. If you have any questions or anything you'd like me to clarify, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see me teach or talk about, you can also put a request in the comments too. Remember that in this life, you will always either pay with time or money, so why not learn a new skill? I try to put out new lessons every new and full moon, and I hope you'll be here next time. Bye!